Hope you guys had a good St. Patrick's Day. Double T here. I didn't do anything for St. Patrick's Day. I didn't drink no green beer or no Jameson or Bailey's. Those are the main drinks for St. Patrick's Day. And I didn't really drink over St. Patrick's Day. I drank on Friday night. I drank a little bit, but it didn't have any correlation to St. Patrick's Day, you know. I did put a funny status on my Facebook though. Everyone was like, "You drunk?" You like, Double T's drunk. But yeah, I had a lot of fun that night. I was up pretty late. Stupid Kansas. Bipolar. It can't decide if it wants to be spring or winter. But I'm going to try and get some good vlogging in over the next couple days. Puppy! I want a puppy really badly, but I got nowhere to keep it. What I want to get is a Rottweiler. I've been wanting one for a long time. A long, long, long time. And the reason I want a Rottweiler is they're amazing dogs, you know. Most of the time they get the bad stigma for, you know, being aggressive or, you know, angry dogs or whatever. And, you know, personally, I think that's all bullshit. Even with pit bulls, it's all about who raises it. It's all about how it's treated, you know. And with me, I'm a good person. I would know how to raise a dog like that. And the reason I like those kind of dogs is they're really protective. You know, they will love you to death. If you're its owner or its family, like, if I had a dog, it would love, like, my sisters and my friends, anyone that it saw on a regular basis, it would learn to love, you know, and protect it. And so it's great for, I think they're great family dogs, personally. But, you know, it's great to have it because, you know, it'll love you to death. And if anyone tries to hurt you, you know, it's not going to let that go down because it's so protective. And they're hard-working. Not that I need a hard-working dog, but, you know, they're really strong. I love strong dogs, you know. The only bad thing about big dogs is, you know, they're expensive. You got to feed the shit out of it, and, you know, you got to have a place to keep it, which I don't right now, which is why I'm not getting one. I probably won't get one for still a long while. I'm gonna have to have my own place and make sure that it has a place for a dog like that, you know. And I gotta have the finances to be able to, you know, train it and, you know, keep it all healthy like. And they're not cheap dogs to begin with. Mustang. Love my Mustangs. Okay, I got a new car on my mind right now. You all know I have a Mustang 91. Ugh, skunk. That was flapping. Ugh. Oh, it stinks. Ugh. Bad thing about being a motorcyclist, you get all the smells. But the new car on my mind is the E34 M5. It's a BMW M5. I believe the M34 or the E34 was from 1989 to 1994-ish, something like that. Okay, it's like the early 90s. That's the M5 I'm thinking about. It's got a 3.6 liter. I'm pretty sure that's the size of the motor. If you're a BMW enthusiast, don't lynch me if I'm wrong on the size, but I think it's 3.6 liter. It's a straight six. Normally they're naturally aspirated, but I would want to turbo mine. There's just something about a straight six motor. I love the sound of them. You know, like the Supras and you know, all the older M3s that aren't V8s. And well, I like the V8 sound too, but there's just something about that straight six sound. And I love it. You know, it's a great sounding engine. The M5s have always been amazing. They're great handling, you know, 4-door. The 3.6 liter would be a lot better on gas than the monster V10s that they've had recently that get 10 miles a gallon. And you know, they're just great cars. They look good. They'll be comfortable. Another Stingray. That's pretty sexy. But yeah, that's the car in my mind right now. And I think you can pick one up for not too expensive. Like, probably pick a good one up for 10 grand, something like that. And of course, I don't even know if I'd want a good one, because I'd be wanting to build the motor up, like, you know, turbo it. So I may just pick one that's got like a blown motor, and then get, you know, a crate, straight six, and turbo package. This is all in my mind, guys. I'm not planning on doing it, because obviously I have bikes that I have my mindset on, and my Mustang that I want to fix up. And so I got a lot of projects before I would even think about doing something like that. But, you know, maybe I'll get, like, win the lottery, or I don't play the lottery, but maybe I'll run into some money or something. Maybe I'll rob a bank. Yeah, let's do that. I still think that motorcyclists would make great bank robbers. You know, like Ghost Rider. Like anyone on a leader bike that knows how to ride it, and, you know, just has a backpack on. Imagine how much money you could fit inside a good-sized backpack, you know? I could fit my motorcycle boots inside my backpack. I could fit, like, 5 textbooks and, like, some clothes in my backpack. I could fit a shit ton of money in my backpack. That'd be a great profession. And no one's gonna catch you. The only way they'll catch you is if you're wrecked. Spring Clean Laundry. A laundromat. Don't go to laundromats alone, guys. You know, guys and girls. Okay, so I got a question for all of you guys that ride. It's about gear, and what I want to ask is, do you guys see a difference in how the police treat you based on the color of your gear? Okay, that's my question. Because I've talked to a lot of riders that ride sport bikes. I ride a sport bike, and I've talked to them about, and they're always talking about how police, you know, they pick them out. You know, they always get pulled over, and it's just because they're on a sport bike, and, you know, they get profiled because of it. And I have never been pulled over by the police on either of my bikes. And what I was wondering is it because of the color of my gear? I wear white gear and a white helmet. And I used to have a white bike, but Triumph, I haven't seen one of those in Wichita before. But the whole thing I'm talking about is, you know, the color of your gear. Does it make a difference with how the police treat you? I was going to ask Downshift83 this question, because he used to have black gear and now he has white gear. And I'm going to ask him if the police have treated him any differently since he switched colors. Because all the guys I know that wear black gear, you know, police see him and they look kind of like, you know, they look stealthy and kind of badass, you know. And maybe that's the reason they look at you and they see, you know, your dark stuff, and maybe they just, I don't know. That's the question I'm asking you guys, you know. I don't really have an answer for it. That's the only thing I can think of, though, why I haven't gotten pulled over. Or maybe I'm just one of the luckiest dudes ever. Because, you know, I don't always obey the speed limit. You know, around here I do. Like right now I'm going, normally I go like 5 over maybe. But, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, I think if I ever got spotted, I would get pulled over. But I've been spotted doing, you know, 10 over before, and I know they seen me. I know they knew I was going over, but they still didn't stop me. So, and you think on a sport bike, either they think they can't catch you, they think you're going to run, or they just don't care. That maybe they think that, I don't know, that's my question. So there's the police right there. So, I don't know. That's just one of my thoughts, that maybe it's because of that I wear white gear. Those racist bastards. I don't know. That's just one of my theories. And maybe it's because I'm going to ask Downshift if he's having a difference. And maybe he can clear that up for me. If he's like, you know what? I have noticed a decrease in my police attention. Then, you know, then I'll know the answer. But if he's like, nope, exactly the same, then that'll clear that up for me. So maybe I'll let you. Maybe I'll put an annotation in after I talk to Downshift. And you know, I'm surprised. You know how cops normally run people's tags. I've always passed cops and they never pull up behind me and run my tag. Well, maybe that's the reason, because I don't have a fender eliminator kit. Maybe they think that, oh, well, since he hasn't done that, then, you know, he's not trying to hide his license plate. Like a lot of people do. They tuck it up under the bike. Man, that wind is kind of cold. Don't like it. But, I don't know. That's just a theory. It's just me thinking out loud, you know. I think it's kind of funny. Well, everyone, you know, watch out for the cars that, you know, since it's been winter, people aren't looking out for motorcycles. Watch out for them. They're unattentive. That guy was on his cell phone. You know, just watch out for them. Watch out for the sand if you live, like, in a place where it snows. Because I know we have a lot of sand on the road. Yeah, watch out for those unattentive drivers. You know, everyone stay safe. I've heard a lot of people going down, and you know, it's not good when you hear of other bikers going down. And oh my God, that Rogan TX, or I don't know how you pronounce his username, but man, that close call you had, holy shit, that was scary. That was way worse than my tank slapper, I think. And you almost got squished. And you were like up on that thing, you know, that barrier. That was crazy. But I've noticed that I mentioned it in a comment. I don't know if you responded to the comment already, but you kind of shift weird. You know, I don't know if it's just the bike or if it's how you ride, but you do this. You're going like this, and then you go. Oh, you're not like that, but let's see. You squeeze the clutch in, and then you rev up like that, kind of. Like you rev higher than what the road speed's going to be, and you like slip it out. Kind of like that, except I hit a false neutral. But I don't know. I was just wondering why you do that. You know, it just kind of sounds weird on the video. At the beach. You guys seen those commercials? At the beach. Lady gives me nightmares. At the beach. At the beach. Sounds like I'm saying at the bitch. At the beach. Oh man, it feels so good to ride. The most amazing feelings ever. Besides, like, sex. Riding is a close second to sex. The good thing about motorbikes, though, is that they let you ride you anytime that you want. Unless they're broke down, I guess. So not always. Applebee's. Applebee's is like one of the worst fucking restaurants. Like, they charge you an absorbent amount, and then you get shit. That's what happens. McAllister's Deli, right there. That's a good place. I worked at that Pizza Hut over there, and oh god, that was a bad experience. But Yeah, Applebee's. I hate that place. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Mischief! He made a video, and I am in it. He picked like 22 or 23 or something motovloggers and motorcyclists, and he made this awesome video. Go check it out. All right. Hey, look. It says smile. That's what you guys should do. Motorcycles and smiling, they go together very well. See you guys later.